Hey everyone, my name is Dr. Chen. I am your chemistry or AP chemistry teacher this year, and I just want to welcome you to the class. I know this is a little weird. It's a lot different from how we'd normally start class. I'd have we'd be meeting each other in person. I'd be trying to get to know your faces and your voices and just trying to get to know you as a person. But it's the pandemic right now, so we are learning in a different environment, and so I'm just gonna give you a little introduction about myself today, and hopefully we'll figure out a way to for me to get to know you. We're gonna have some kind of learning uh, on the computer. Some of the stuff is going to be through video. Some of it's going to be you doing it yourself. But I want you to know that I'm here. I'm here to help you out and to teach you and to help you in whatever way I want to get to know you. And so, in order to do that, I need to introduce myself. So, let me talk through some pictures of mine. I put together some pictures in a slide that kind of helps me to explain who I am as a person, and then I'm hoping that you can do the same. We can just figure out ways that I can get to know you as a person. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so this is what I call a postcard. A postcard has a bunch of pictures on it about myself. You don't have to necessarily do this, but I would like for you to give me some information about you that makes you unique. And so let me just talk about some of the things that describe me as a person. I'm going to start off here. So my parents were born in Taiwan. Taiwan is a small island country that is just off the coast of Asia and by China, and Japan's a little north of it. And so there's a lot of people there, and they came to this country, to the United States, um, in the 70s, I think, 1970s, and then they went to school here, and then they met, and I was born. So I was born in New Jersey, which is on the east coast of this country, and then I was grew up mostly partly in New Jersey, but then I also grew up in Wisconsin. So this is Wisconsin right here. I went to the University of Wisconsin. I studied chemistry and chemical engineering, and then I moved to Michigan. I went to the University of Michigan for a couple years, kind of did some research there. I did a PhD in biomedical engineering, which is why people call me Dr. Chen because I have a PhD. But I didn't like doing research, and so I decided to change and go into teaching. Started teaching here at Thurston in 2007, so this is my 14th year teaching, and I've been here just doing lots of chemistry here, getting to know the students. We started a club called BASE a couple years ago. Some students started it. I'm one of the advisors for that with Miss Bonfrey and the Black Awareness Society for Education. And so social justice is a big, thing that I care about. I'll talk more about that as the year goes on, but just trying to think about, ways uh, to have equitable teaching and learning in my classroom and in the school. So what are some other things about well, this is my family here. We love being outside. Being outdoors is great. I love hiking, and especially during a pandemic, hiking is something that we did a lot of. So this is my daughter Morgan, my wife. Call her Dr. Jill. She's a family doctor. She sees patients and stuff. So she's like the kind of doctor you normally think about. And yeah, and I play music. I'm a musician. I'm a bass guitarist. I also play cello. This is my church. Our church is all online right now, but I still go in there to play music for the services. So that's part of me. And then, and this is a picture of me playing Ultimate Frisbee. I also like to play Ultimate, but we haven't played Ultimate for a year now because of the pandemic. Since I didn't start, I stopped playing last summer because once the winter hits, I don't play anymore. And then the pandemic came, so all leagues were canceled, and because you have to be really close when you're playing Ultimate. So this is a little bit about me, and the biggest thing that's helped me through the pandemic is something called birding. And so, what is birding? Birding is something that you can do outside. Anybody can do it. Uh, Lots of people picked it up, and so what I'm going to do is to give you a little introduction about what birding is and why I love this so much, and then I'm going to ask you to do a video or something about yourself. So um, here we go. Here's a little intro about birding.
All right, good morning, or almost noon. So one of the things that I told you that I love doing is being outside, and I love going birding. And so some of you might not know what birding is. So what basically is just getting outside. You get a pair of binoculars. And so if you want to start this sometime, you could actually just get some binoculars. You don't have to be that expensive. And you just start walking around and seeing what birds you see. I use eBird, which is an electronic database. You can put in all sorts of birds and you can record what you see. And so I know that this year I've seen this many birds. But we're at the Baker Woods Preserve right now. We're just going to go walk around, take my binoculars and my camera in case I see anything. I hear some nuthatches out there. I heard some crows. Yeah, and sometimes you find something interesting, like really special, and you can report that, and other people come to see it. And so right now, we're just going to take a walk, and I'll introduce you to birding. So come on, let's go see what birds we can find. Okay, so way off in the distance there are some vultures circling around, and there's a hawk also. I don't know if you can see them, it's really, really far away. But I'm going to try to get a picture of some stuff, and yeah, we can talk about it later. But here, let me hand this over. Okay, so as you can see, as I showed you before, there are some hawks. There was one hawk and some vultures. And after you bird a long time, you kind of get an idea of how birds are when they're flying. Like, you can tell by the shape of them and their behavior, what they do. So it's kind of like, and also their calls. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with Christian Cooper. Christian Cooper was a black birder from New York who was over the summer. There's a swallow. I think it's a barn swallow. Anyways, you can tell, he described, like if your grandma calls and you answer the phone, and let's say you don't have caller ID, and your grandma says, "Hey there," you can tell it's your grandma's voice by just listening to it. Or if you're looking off in a distance and you see someone you know, like a friend or a relative, and they're very familiar and they're walking, and you can tell by how they walk who they are by not even seeing them. It's kind of like with birds. After a while, you kind of recognize what they do, like how they fly and everything, and so it's really cool. So I'm going to try to get some pictures of some birds right now. We're just on this hike. We've seen a cardinal, some sparrows. I'll try to get a picture for you. We can look at it, and then later there'll be an assignment that you'll have that you're going to take some pictures of something in nature or something outside, but we're not going to get into that too much right now. But I'll just try to get a picture for you of something that we're seeing. Okay, so we found a red-bellied woodpecker. I'm going to try to get a picture of him. Try not to stay around too long, it's going to be the mosquitoes.
So there's a little bit about me and my family. and now it's your turn. So I need you to think of some things that mainly think of things that make you unique. What makes you different from other people in your class? What makes you uniquely you? I know a lot of people, you might play video games or things like that. So that's not really going to be uh, distinguishing yourself apart from other people. Think of things that make you different. What are some things that your family might do, that you might do with your siblings or other people, and share those things with me. Share what you're comfortable with. Um, but yeah, just like follow the assignment, interpret it as you can, and I just want to get to know you as a person. Uh, what makes you unique? Okay, so good luck with that, and I look forward to getting to know you as people.